Today I'm going to show you guys how to prevent shoulder impingement, and here's what you're going to need: a lacrosse ball or two lacrosse balls wrapped up in a sock, or a peanut is what this is actually called if you buy it offline. The other thing you might need is a foam roller if you have one of those laying around, so go ahead and grab that equipment and let's get started. First things first, clean off your workspace. All right, now that we've got that taken care of, we're going to start off with our litmus test. This is a supine overhead screen. Start off with your thumbs up, 7 up. Bring your knees up to your chest so that our lower back is a non-issue here. Now, passively, drop your thumbs to the ground. We're trying to get our thumbs to touch the floor without trying to force it. And we want to keep our lower back down. That's important. Now, if your thumbs touch, go ahead and put your hands together like I just showed you. And then go ahead and try to touch the back of your hands to the floor. Again, this is just a passive stretch. Now, look at my hand here. I cannot touch the ground. That's because my shoulders are pretty tight. Now, don't cheat on this one. You don't want to force that extra little few inches there. We just want to get an honest to goodness look at how far our hands are from the ground. Don't let your elbows bend. That's another easy way to cheat on this one. And don't let your hands come apart. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and then go ahead and get a measurement of how far your hands are away from the floor. All right, let's get into the stretching, the nitty gritty. This first circuit is from At the Ready State by Kelly Starrett. And what it is called the shoulder windup. So right now, all I'm doing is I'm trying to make big circles with my hands. And I'm really trying to find all those angles. So don't worry if your body rotates as you're doing this. That's not really a big deal. What you're trying to do is you're trying to find all those pockets, all those angles, all those stretches as you're going through this. Basically act like you're right up next to a wall and you're trying to wave your hand as close to the wall as possible without actually hitting it. So you're gonna go 10 circles forward, 10 circles backwards on each side. Go ahead and pause the video and knock that out real quick. Next up to bat are these underhanded swings. If you want the actual names, you have to go to At the Ready State and get it from K-Star, but that's what we're gonna call it. So you're just gonna swing your arms every time you reach over. You're just gonna try to stretch out the back side of your shoulder a little bit at a time. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna swing it across your body. You're gonna go 1, 1, 2, 2, and you're gonna do 10 on each side, okay? And that back leg it's okay if it pops up a little bit. That's all right. We're just trying to get a pretty good, gentle stretch here with this shoulder. Next, we're gonna do the Michael Phelps. Pretty sure that's what they're called. So this one, just make sure that as you're going about it, you're gonna flick your hands back behind you, and then as you bring your arms forward, you're gonna slap your hands across the back of your shoulders and just try to get as big a range of motion as possible. Squeeze those shoulder blades to help really open up that chest and open up those shoulders. All right, go ahead and pause the video, do 10 of the underhanded swings and 10 of these Michael Phelps slaps. So imagine being on a big wave and you got to really get over it fast. That's exactly what this one is. You're going to try to bring your hands up, try to push those hands back behind your head as far as you can. And then as you come back down, try to push those hands back behind you as far as you can. And notice my wrists are going all the way back and all the way back on both ends of that spectrum. So go ahead and pause the video, go and get 10 of those. This next batch looks a little bit silly, but what we're really trying to do is bring that arm over your head, kind of around the back of your head as you're doing this one. You can see my feet are moving a little bit. That's perfectly fine. I have no idea what these are called, so if you come up with a good name, be sure to leave it in the comments. But what we're really trying to do is just swing those arms and just open up those shoulders. Try to get that arm back behind your head. Go ahead and do 10 on each side of these bad boys. All right, Kelly Starrett says this is something that they do in Tai Chi. You swing one arm in front of you and the other one back behind you. So each arm is trying to go up as high as it can by just bending the elbow, just kind of slapping that opposite shoulder. And then your hand on the back side is basically just trying to get up as far as you can on the back side of your body. And we're just trying to, again, find all those tight spots in and around your shoulder. So go ahead and do 10 of these on each arm. Pause the video, knock that out. So now we're gonna do a Scap Smash, and here's where you're gonna need your lacrosse balls. If you only have one, that's fine, but if you have two that you can put together like a peanut, then go ahead and get that out. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep your lacrosse balls right in between this highlighted area between your shoulder blades. So go ahead and grab your lacrosse ball or your peanut and go ahead and put it right at the top of your shoulder blades. And what you're gonna do is you can start by doing some crunches. Just put your hands on top of your head and then crunch over that lacrosse ball. Then what you're gonna do is just move down a little bit and then continue to get some more crunches and pretty much just hang out within that highlighted box. Now, the other thing you can do is you can bring your arms up, kind of like we did that supine overhead screen. Just bring your hands up, try to touch your thumbs to the ground. If you're pretty flexible, you can try putting your thumbs together and doing the same thing. We're just trying to increase that mobility in and around our shoulder blades. This one may not feel very good if you're really tight in your upper back. Now, another thing you can do is just kind of hug yourself and rock side to side. Now, again, you can do this with one lacrosse ball on your back. You just want to make sure that you get both sides. So go ahead and go all the way down your back from the top to the bottom, 2 minutes on each side, or 2 minutes total if you are using 2 lacrosse balls. Pause the video, make it happen. Next stretch that we're gonna do is a lat smash. So if you have a foam roller, this is a really good one to do. You're gonna put it right there on the back corner of your upper back and just kind of got to get yourself situated on it. You can go on your knees. If you feel really masochistic, you can go on your toes and just kind of roll up and down that lat, basically from your armpit to the bottom of your rib cage. You can also pin that lat down and do these shoulder presses and try to push that thumb, push that hand back behind your head to help increase our lat mobility. And then if you feel real saucy, just rock back and forth on that foam roller to really help increase your shoulder mobility. You can also put that hand down if you need a little bit of help, but the idea is the same. Just rock back and forth, really wail on that lat. If you have a desk job, you're probably going to feel that one quite a bit. Now, if you need to get more aggressive with it, this is not going to feel as good, but it's going to give you better results faster. Go ahead and grab your lacrosse ball, go ahead and put it right there on that lat, and then roll over onto it and basically go through the same process. You can go with these shoulder press, try to press that hand back behind your head. You can also rock up and down on it, or if you feel really saucy today, then go ahead and rock back and forth on that just like you did the foam roller. So go ahead and do 2 minutes on each lat. Pause the video, make it happen. Okay, so this next stretch is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to show you from a couple different angles, but it is called a cross-body overhead stretch. Now, I'm using a ring. I'll show you how to do it if you don't have one of those, but you should feel this right there in your lat. You may also actually feel it in your hip if you have the right angles. Those are both really good places to feel it, but you can see that I'm hanging onto that ring, and I'm just leaning towards the camera to get a stretch right there in my lat, maybe my hip. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you from a different angle. This is a little bit wonky to get into, but it's a really great stretch for the entire side of your body that you're stretching. So obviously I have my ring in my right hand right now, and that's the side that I'm trying to stretch. Now, every time I'm in that stretch, I want to try to get a big breath so that I really help stretch everything out by using my lungs to help expand that rib cage, all that good stuff. So if you don't have a ring, you can use a door frame like I'm using the squat rack right there. Just turn your hand upside down, grab a hold of that door frame or anything that's sturdy. Again, you want to feel that right there in that lat. Now, if for some reason you don't have any door frames in your home, but you do have countertops, you can do exactly what I'm doing. Just reach across, grab that hand on top of that countertop or anything that's sturdy, it's not going to move. Do the same thing. It kind of looks like a speed skater or like the end of a good bowling position. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and pause the video, 2 minutes on each side. Be sure you're breathing very deeply to help get a really good stretch out of these lats and that shoulder. All right, pause the video, go do it. We've gone through our stretches. Now we need to wake our upper back up and make sure the right muscles are doing the right work to help us prevent shoulder impingement. This is called a serratus anterior activation. It's literally just drive your elbows into the floor as hard as you can. I want you to do 5 rounds of 5-second holds, and I mean press those things in the ground as hard as you can. Pause the video, make it happen. Our second activation exercise is something I call pancake flippers. Just sit down on your heels, flip one hand upside down, try to raise it up to the ceiling as high as you can. The other hand is pressing into the floor as hard as it can. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna help us get a lot of good upper back activation right here in my upper back, which will in turn help me create stronger, more stable shoulders. So I want you guys to get kind of aggressive with this one. Let's go ahead and do 7 rounds, 5-second hold on each side. So go ahead and pause the video. Again, 7 rounds each side, 5-second holds. Okay, make it happen. All right, so we've done our stretches, we've done our activations. Now we need to put it into a bigger movement so we can teach our shoulders how to behave when more things are going on than just activation and stretches. This is an inchworm to a push-up. It's literally just keep your legs as straight as you can, just to get a little good hamstring stretch. Tap your toes, walk it all the way back out, grab the ground with your fingers, come down to a really good push-up, just like that. Now, if you can't do a full push-up like that, no worries. When you come backwards, you can bend your knees so that you don't have them super straight. And then when you come back down to your push-up, you can drop down to your knees and do a knee push-up. Again, we're trying to keep our shoulder blades back and down the entire time we're doing these inchworms. So be sure that you're keeping that in mind. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want you to do a total of 15 inchworm to push-ups. Take your time. Stay very controlled, and if you can't go all the way down in your push-up, just go down as low as you can and do the best that you can. Again, keep those shoulders back and down the entire time. And go. Guys, we've gone through our stretch, our activation, and our integration to help us prevent shoulder impingement. Now, we need to retest and see if what we've done has helped make us better, same, or worse. So again, go thumbs up, 7 up. Passively drop those arms to the ground, see if you can get your thumbs to touch. If you can get your thumbs to touch, try putting your fingers together and try to touch the back of your hands to the ground. All right, so how did you do? Better, same, or worse? Leave it in the comments below. All right, gang, and that is gonna put you on the right road to prevent shoulder impingement from happening in your life. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with a friend and also subscribe to our channel so that you are up to date whenever we post our new videos on Thursday that come out with more helpful tips that will help make your joints and your muscles stronger so that you can do what you love pain-free. We'll see you guys next time.